Hi YouTube, this is Sept from Comingouttarot. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you haven't been here before, welcome. This is a new practice for me. I'm doing some readings for the group of you that belong to the star sign for Gemini. I just got done doing Aries and Taurus, so naturally I have made it to Gemini. What I'm planning to do is do these as a monthly reading, but as a first practice, I'm doing the last week in September just to get the feel for how I'd like this to flow, how you like it, get your comments, ideas, and subscriptions to this channel to show that this is important to you and you'd like me to continue doing this work. So you can find out more about Gemini here in just a second. Our effort is to take a look at what's coming up around health, wealth, and relationships for Gemini for that last week of September. Now, I've already set an intention for myself. I've already prepared myself for this. I do that all off camera. If you're interested in that, let me know, and I'll show you what that looks like. It's a little boring, probably, from your end. You might just see me sitting here with my eyes closed for a while. But let's take a look at what's going on for Gemini for the last week of September 2018. All right, Gemini rising. You're just waiting until I get to Virgo. Let's see where we're going with health, wealth, and relationships. Ooh, we're in the multiples of 3 category, which I think is interesting. Health. 3 of Swords. Yeah, I'll bet you are. Wealth. 3 of Cups. And relationships. 12, or the Hanged Man. It's always funky to me that on here my camera is over here instead of up here. It throws me off a little bit. All right, so first, off the bat, Gemini. Not surprisingly, there is overarchingly a focus in not only the emotional state, like you're a little overly emotional this last week, but you're also stuck in your head a little bit. So it is not, well, I say not surprisingly for me, the Geminis end up in 2 places and that they're trying to balance those things out, or at least go through 2 things at once instead of focusing on one thing at a time, like some other of the signs like to do. I don't know who that could possibly be. Still, Geminis are multifaceted. They can do this duality of emotion and focus, and it's actually really amazing. It's not something everyone can do. Geminis happen to do it very, very well. So, not surprisingly, it is happening. However, I think it's a little out of balance here. I think what's interesting in this last week for Geminis is that we're going to find the emotional state is greater than the intellectual state. Primarily because your health is frustrating. It is moving into a place that is extremely painful for you. I wouldn't be surprised if you find that every bone, every joint feels stiff, like it just can't bend anymore. And there are ways to combat that. Stretching is going to be extremely helpful. I think it's interesting that there is no fire signs here. There's no wands here or other cards indicating any warmth. So heat packs are probably going to be also extremely helpful for you, because the coldness of what your muscles are experiencing, what your bones are experiencing right now, is just going to keep them really tight. So stretching, heat, don't overdo the heat because that can go the other way. I think it's going to be extremely helpful for you in this last week of September. Not unusual also as the season starts to change, as for some of you, especially those in northern countries like northeast in Canada, it's already 30 degrees, it's already snowing. Over by my sister in Oregon, the snow is already coming down the mountain, so there are places in the world that are already experiencing the shift in weather in a dramatic and yet seasonal way, and that can affect your physical health, Gemini. So try and take care of that in a way that can help you be more physically mobile and able. All right. Wealth. What's going on the wealth side? We've got another 3, which is fascinating. We've got another 3. This is the 3 of Cups. Well, you're sitting pretty. You're sitting pretty financially at the end of this month. Congratulations. I know it's not always easy for you to keep track of those finances, Gemini, but you knocked it out of the park. But you knocked it out of the park because you got the help you needed. Unlike Taurus, who's looking for some help the last week, you already built those relationships. You got people behind you. You figured out how to manage these finances through the support of other people, and they're still, in fact, helping you in this last week. So good on you. You did what you needed to do to make sure you're going to make it to the end of the month in a way that is financially stable. And it feels good, right? Doesn't it feel good for you, Gemini, to know that your money's all in a good place and it kind of feels awesome? Whether or not, and this is different than I have like a shit ton of money. This is more like I've got enough to survive and I am happy and I am housed and I am cared for and I can pay my bills and I am abundant in knowing that I am safe and secure and have some freedom from having to worry about where I'm going to be and how I'm going to pay for stuff. So it's that kind of security in finances. All right, moving into the relationship side of things. Made it to the Hanged Man. Whenever the Hanged Man comes up singularly for me in any kind of topic, when there aren't other cards that are immediately surrounding the Hanged Man, he is frequently about, and I think particularly now, in a state of acceptance. Gemini, to have the Hanged Man show up now for this last week of September, there's been a lot of, how do I say this, like reminiscence. You've been reminiscing about the good times, the bad times. You've been like working through how relationships have worked for you, what they've meant to you, why they're important to you. It's been a lot of reflection here. And to come to a place of acceptance about who you are, where you've been, will allow you to get to where you want to be. So you're on this journey towards transformation, and yet the state of acceptance is one of the hardest places to get to. So even more good on you in this relationship space of going through a lot and being able to make sense of it and going, you know what? Okay, I got it. Yeah. Yes, I have been there and I have experienced that. Yes, I have been in this space and I know it can work for me. Or yes, I've been through all that BS before and I don't want to go through that again. So I'm going to let all this other stuff go and these other people in my life go. And I'm going to focus on the ones that are giving me the life that I need so that you don't repeat the same mistakes. So, Gemini, one other thing that I want to add here, just to kind of tie all this together, is underpinning all of this, underlying all of this, quintessence of this, is the moon and the hermit. So it's just the numerical side, the quintessence of what's going on. So to have the moon and the hermit underlying this emotional state and the intellectual state of how your body is responding to external stimulus right now is and feeling a little single right now, which is okay, is pretty strong. I want you to know the emotional swing is going to continue. It's still going to feel like heavy emotional state, even though you're moving into this place of acceptance about your relationships. All your emotions are not just focused on relationships. They're also focused on your friendships and, so your romantic relationships, your friendships, and your money. and how you're finding success and recognizing that there have been some challenge between finance and relationship. They're not interconnected. It's not surprising to me that you're going to have these like emotional bouts of and things are going to feel a little overwhelming. But that hermit space is going to allow you to continue to work through, think through, here's where I've been, here's where I am, here's where I'm going. And you do that all on your own. Friends are only helping you with the finance stuff. Everything else, straight on, straightforward, mind the light because you've got it. You know where you're headed. Just keep going. You're going to make it. So, Gemini, if this is helpful, and I hope it is, please leave me some comments below. If you're finding this for the first time and we haven't met before, please subscribe so we can keep track of each other. Let me know what you think of all of this in the comments below. It's something new for me and I'm trying it out. I'd love to hear if it's helpful, if it's challenging, or if there's something else I can add to make this easier and more effective for you. So let me know in the comments below. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend and enjoy the rest of September.